welcome to the Kent Football Show, proudly sponsored by Kent Reliance. It's 2026. We are starting the new year in style here at the Wembley Stadium, home of Ebbsfleet United. We've popped by for a catch-up with the gaffer and to bring you up to speed with all things football in our county. So sit back, relax and enjoy. Here's what's coming up on today's show. First up, I chat to Ebbsfleet United first team manager Josh Wright. We head to Wembley with Jack Harrison from Pilgrims FC, who gets to play on the pitch as part of the FA Volunteer Thank You campaign. Next month is Football versus Homophobia Month, so Harry Mark explains how you can support this campaign. We meet a Herne Bay Women's player who has reached 300 games for the club. Next up, we head over to the Kent FA Disability Football Festival. Our Youth Council take on Kent FA in the Water Challenge. This month's volunteer hero is revealed. Could it be someone you know? And finally, the best goals and saves of the month. So here we are at the home of Ebbsfleet United, and we've popped by to have a chat with Josh Wright, who will be a very familiar name to Kent football fans, of course, because of his playing career at clubs like Charlton Athletic and Gillingham. Josh has successfully managed the transition from playing into the dugout. We're here to find out about that journey. Josh, thank you so much for having us here at Ebbsfleet today. Last year, you marked your first year in football management. You made the transition from playing into managing look easy, but I suspect it was really challenging. How do you reflect upon that first year?
Yeah, look, it's a whirlwind. There's been a hell of a lot that's gone on, that went on, I should say, within that year. And it's crazy to think how quickly it's gone. But if I was to sit down and try and, or certainly if I logged that every day, I think I'd still be there trying to write it all down now, because it's constant. It's been crazy. The biggest thing that I say to anyone that asks me this question or talks about that year is how much I learned, and some really, really difficult learning. But I think if you're going to learn, sometimes the best way to learn is the hard way. And it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot. You always talk about as a player, and I think back to the early parts of my career about when I was a young boy, and all of a sudden you start to become a man, and they talk about that 100-game mark is that sort of marker where you really start to establish yourself as a player. And I think even as a manager, you know, you go into it, you transition from a player, and you think, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and you know what it's going to bring, if you like, as a job, but you don't. The one, not so much advice or the experience I've got from it now, and I'd always tell someone, is you can never prepare yourself, especially for management. So much in life, but management, I thought, not so much I thought I knew, but I thought I knew what it was about and what it was going to involve, but there's so much more. But listen, I've loved loads. There's been some really difficult moments, especially the early few months, because I'll go on record, and it was obvious to see and know that the club was in a difficult place, was in a tough place, I should say, and there were some tough moments, me as a player, as a captain, but then transitioning into a manager, and it was my job to try and change that for my group that I had then and the group that I've got now. And I think slowly but surely throughout the year, we're starting to do that at this club, and the club's starting to become a much more competitive football club in terms of winning football games, in terms of dominating football games and playing a nice brand, a nice style of football. And it always takes time, because so much of life is in your mind, and it's a mindset scenario, and that's when it's good and that's when it's not so good. But we're slowly but surely getting there, and as I say, there's so much I've enjoyed, there's so much I've learned, but there's been some real tough moments, but tough moments that are going to leave me and the football club in good stead moving forward.
You mentioned there, of course, player for Ebbsfleet, captain of Ebbsfleet. Millwall fans will remember what kind of a player you were. Gillingham fans and Charlton fans watching this, you were the kind of player that played with your heart on your sleeve. And I just wondered how many of the values you had when you were playing in the middle of the park have followed you into your management style.
Well, I think, look, in any aspect of life, but especially as a footballer or a sports person, I should say, doing the basics is what gives you a foundation and gives you a groundwork to work off, if you like. And by the basics, I mean run hard, work hard, play hard, do all the stuff that can make you successful by picking up points and whatever that might be. And that was the way I played, you know. I was a midfielder. I used to try and run as hard as I could. I used to try and give myself every opportunity in life by the way I lived my life, the way I worked and the way I conducted myself, not just in the building but away from the building. And that's what I'm trying to instill into my group now that I've got and every player that I've worked with so far. But the football club, you know, I want it to have that family feel, that togetherness. And if you know that your mate to your right and your mate to your left and behind you in front of you is going to give everything, is going to give 110%. I don't just say 100% because I think we can always give more. There's always something more in life that you can give. And if we've got the foundations right within the football club, and then we get the tactics and we get the style and we get our formations and the way we want to play on top of that, then we've got something to build off. So it's all about having the basics right, as I keep saying. And once you get that, you can then start to evolve. And because of where we were down in the dumps and we were struggling and the mindset was wrong. That's what it was. The mindset was wrong at the football club. We'd been too used to losing football games over a 2-year period, if you like, and struggling with that mentality side of things. So that's what I've slowly changed. And I think anyone that's within the club day to day, and I think the fans can see it now as well, that the mindset's changing. The mindset has changed. And the longer we can continue that and the stronger we can grow that, then we'll get better and better. And I think all of a sudden, albeit at a different level to where we were the last couple of years, we're now starting to show opposition and show opposition fans, managers, whatever it might be, that hang on, they're a good football side now. They play the right way, they work hard, they run hard, but they've also got a good style to them. And the more we can continue that and keep improving, then the more results we'll get.
Josh, thank you so much for your time. We know you're incredibly, incredibly busy. And look, I hung up my boots many, many years ago, but I would love to play for a gaffer like you. Your enthusiasm is infectious, and we wish you and the football club all the success.
I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you.
A massive thank you to Josh for his time. What an incredible story, from playing to managing. What a gaffer they have here at Ebbsfleet United. We wish him and his team all the very best for 2026. Here on the Kent Football Show, we love travelling the county, telling the stories about your football club. So if you'd like to get in contact, then all you need to do is email info@kentfa.com. Moving on now, the FA recently launched an initiative to celebrate the wonderful volunteers up and down the country who keep the game going. And here in the county of Kent, our very own Jack Harrison from Pilgrims FC was recognised and rewarded. And what a reward indeed, to go and play at the home of England football, Wembley Stadium. So of course, we had to go along and tag along.
What does it mean to you to play on Wembley Stadium?
It's a childhood dream. I've been here for loads of games, and actually to be able to experience it is just unbelievable. And my dad being in the stands and my friend Chelsea being in the stand, it means a lot. So yeah, really, really amazing.
Can you tell us a little bit about your journey as a volunteer and what motivated you to get involved with it?
So I've always been that kind of football obsessed kind of person. I play all the time, but I just thought last year I'll give managing a go, and I'm addicted to it. I'm more excited for managing games now than actually playing them at times. So yeah, and I'm a primary school teacher, so I've got sort of experience working with young people. So yeah, that's it really, and it's amazing. And if I can give a little bit back and help others, that makes me feel great.
What an incredible experience. Congratulations, Jack. So richly deserved. And if you know of a volunteer who deserves a shout out, a little bit of recognition themselves, then head over to the website www.englandfootball.com to find out more. Next month, it is Football versus Homophobia Month, a really important and significant month in the calendar where we do all we can to tackle anti-LGBTQ+ discrimination in our game. We're going to hand over now to Harry Mark to give us the lowdown on all that we can do to make our game feel as safe and inclusive as possible.
February is Football v Homophobia Month. The initiative is to stop LGBTQ+ discrimination in football. Please head to the Football v Homophobia website to find out more on their merchandise and also access to their webinars to make your club truly inclusive.
Great stuff. Thank you so much, Harry. If you would like to follow up and find out even more, then head over to footballversushomophobia.com. Now we head over to Herne Bay FC to celebrate a landmark achievement from one of their players who has made over 300 club appearances.
The 300 games, like when you... I know that you had a little tally on your phone over time. Don't know, like, and you literally would just put a little extra one in. And how long were you doing that in terms of when you were getting close to a certain number, or have you always done that?
No, so I was told by Peter Gies when I got to 200. So ever since that, I just kept going. At
grassroots, women's football particularly, it's very rare, I think, from what I understand, across Kent at least, there's only a few players in women's football that have reached hundreds of games for the same club.
Yeah.
What's that feel like, that achievement?
Yeah, obviously 300 games is, when I think about it, that's a lot of games. Like, it's a lot of times I put on that shirt, and I've played with so many different players throughout the years. Obviously, it is a proud moment. It's just like the commitment to the team, and yeah, it's a proud moment, isn't it?
Quick fire questions. Who's your favourite footballer of all time?
David Beckham.
Who is the toughest opponent you've ever faced? Could be a player or a club.
Team would be Charlton. They were very good when we played them a couple of seasons ago. We sort of just stood there in the end and just admired what they were doing.
What is your go-to song, pre or post-match?
I don't really have one, but I would go Macklemore, Can't Hold Us.
There is one other thing in this little box to give to you.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, wow.
Which is a Kate Foster 300 shirt.
That's so cool. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Congratulations, Kate, on a truly incredible achievement there. Here on the Kent Football Show, we love to shout out about individuals who have achieved so much in the county. So if there's someone that you would like to praise, then get in touch. We would love to do so. On the subject of celebrations, last year the Kent FA hosted our very first Disability Football Festival, proudly supported by Eurotunnel. It was a chance to bring pupils from across the school landscape to enjoy an event that was truly for all. Here's Harry Mark to tell us more.
Hello and welcome to Ballerz. Today we have something very special for you. It is the Kent FA SEN Festival, sponsored by Eurotunnel. We have 4 SEN schools across Kent competing in the festival. The aim of a festival like this is to bridge the gap between the educational needs and the recreational football of disability football. Please come and join us for a great day.
Days like today are really, really important. A lot of our pupils, especially in our school, don't get to play any competitive sport. A lot of them don't play for teams. There's just not a lot of opportunity for kids with SEN. So days like today where they all get together and play in a organised competitive tournament, absolutely fantastic, and all of them absolutely love it.
So how have you found today?
I found it quite well. I made some good saves, and then I made a couple of step-ups.
It's been alright. The amount of atmosphere around this place, it's been amazing.
This place is amazing and we love this place.
A lot of our children don't do too much outside of school, so other than their PE lessons, a lot of them don't play for teams, a lot of them aren't members of gyms. So days like today where it's a whole active day where they're running around, constantly playing football, it's brilliant. And like I've said, so many of them are absolutely buzzing about actually coming here today to get to play, to run around, to have fun with their friends. And it's just important for them not being inside a classroom all day, to come out here and, like I said, to work on their fitness, to actually improve their skills. It's a really, really good day.
What a brilliant day we have just had at Ballerz for the Kent FA SEN Festival. I just want to say a massive thank you to Eurotunnel for sponsoring. Back to you, Charlotte.
That looked like so much fun. We hope that everyone had a wonderful day, and a massive thank you to Eurotunnel for their support in enabling that event to take place. If you'd like to find out more about disability football in the county of Kent, then head over to our website, kentfa.com. Now it is competition time. The water drop challenge sounds intriguing, doesn't it? We pitted the Kent FA team up against our Kent FA Youth Council. Let's see who came out on top.
Today I'm joined by the Kent FA Youth Council and the Kent FA for the Water in a Cup Challenge. Here we have Josh and Emily representing the Kent FA and the Kent FA Youth Council. Are you guys ready to start?
Ready.
Okay, so who's going to go first?
Rock, paper, scissors, go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
There you go. So Emily starts first. Okay, got to be really careful. Oh, that is a bold first attempt. Oh, Josh has matched that very well, though, to be fair. Oh, a return from Emily. That is very tight at the top there. That is. Emily's matched it again. That is going over. Emily's done very well on that one. Risky one for Josh right here. Oh, did that spill?
No spillage.
Let's just double check. No, still no spillage on that one.
Yeah.
There we go. Kent FA beating Kent FA Youth Council on this challenge. Well done both.
It all got a little bit tense there, didn't it? Congratulations to Team Kent FA on their victory this time around, but things are very close at the top of the leaderboard, so stay tuned for our next episode to see who comes out on top next time. Our penultimate segment of the show is quite easily one of my favourites. It's our chance to say thank you and well done to one special volunteer. Here is Kelvin Newell to tell us more.
Hi guys, I am joined by Dave Morgan, who has won Volunteer of the Month with Canterbury City Football Club. Dave, huge congratulations. Can you talk to us a little bit about your role at Canterbury City and how did it all start?
Hi, thank you very much. I guess my main role at the moment is producing the matchday programme. You know, we're back in the Kent County League, but the club has decided we're going to carry on trying to produce a programme as best we can. So I have responsibility for that. I'm also the club archivist, so I keep a note of all the fixtures and results, etc., going back over all the years. And I suppose that's what I do before we get to a match day. On a match day, I'm one of a group of people who now set up the goals, the dugouts, the rope that needs to go around the pitch, the refreshment kiosk, and help man that, run the raffle, etc. So it's a whole myriad of things that I get involved in as part of my matchday experience as well.
Brilliant, thank you. If there was someone who was maybe interested in volunteering but wasn't quite sure how to start or was not quite sure like if it was something for them, what would you say to them to try and get them involved in football?
Just go and speak to one of the other volunteers there. And it doesn't have to just be in terms of football. If you're volunteering outside of football, go and speak to somebody. You might think it's outside of your comfort zone, but sometimes that's something that you should do. Challenge yourself. You won't believe the amount of enjoyment that you can get.
Dave, huge congratulations on winning Volunteer of the Month. This is something to say thank you from us at the Kent FA.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
We are reaching the finale of the show, and this is the time when we look back on December's goals and saves of the month. So get comfortable and enjoy some very spectacular football. What a finish, some absolute screamers in there and some pretty special saves as well. Thank you to everyone who took part and sent their clips and continue to do so. And who knows, next month you could well make our compilation. That is all we have time for in the first episode of the Kent Football Show in 2026. We really hope that you have enjoyed it. Kwaku will be back next time bringing you up to date with all things football in the county. A massive thank you to everyone who has been a part of today's show, our fantastic hosts here at Ebbsfleet United and our wonderful sponsors, Kent Reliance. Before I go, just enough time to remind you that if you haven't already, do make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel so you're the first to know when our latest episodes drop. We look forward to seeing you next time, but until then, keep enjoying your football and keep playing with a smile on your face. We'll see you soon.